This video is about inserting items from other applications, probably a spreadsheet, for example, data tables and graphs into a document. The documents that we'll usually have will be lab reports. And this example is using Microsoft Word 2003. If it's 2007, it's a little different. If it's OpenOffice, it's a little different, but not substantially. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Let's start with a data table. So usually when you're going to insert something, you want a little sentence or two, or at least a section header of introduction. I'll just put some blank lines in there. And the way I like to do this is by inserting what's called a text box, and that's this formula over here. It allows me to draw something and put something inside of this, and then I can move this thing around however I want. So I'm going to start with this. Right here is the starting place, and now I happen to have an Excel spreadsheet in the background over here. Let's go take a look, and I'll go to the data table portion, and I'm going to select this data table. So I made this in another video. Here's my data table. I want to paste this into my my Word document. So I say copy, and then I go back to the Word document here, and now I'm going to paste. Of course, I'd do that with a Control-C and a Control-V. And you can see that sometimes it comes out where it tries to make all the columns the same size, and maybe you want that a little wider so that it isn't split up like that, so it's just one line like it had it before. You can also, by the way, if they are from the same company, I think, for example, if you're inserting an Excel 2003 spreadsheet into a Word 2003 document, you can use some of the techniques on here. For example, border. I can come up here, I think. Can I do this? Let's see. Yes. So I can actually highlight the fact that it's a border there. All right, well, the table isn't that big, so I'll shrink this text box down. It's not good to have an extra line around it, so I'll go over here and get rid of that line. And now I have a simple table like this. If I could get rid of the, so these things are just hanging on from a previous display. So there we go. Of course, I'd like to have a title on this. One way to have a title, so I'll select it again. There's my text box. I'll bring it over here and say, I'll click on the line below the table inside the text box, and I can put a title there like data table number 1, like that, and maybe I want it centered underneath. So I do this. Now I have a data table number 1 in my document. Suppose I wanted that data table title up here. Well, let's see what happens. I could, if I wanted to do it that way, I'll just put a couple more blank lines in here. Very quickly, I'll just do the same process again. I'll go over here and grab this table again. I'll just do a copy and come back and I'm going to do a paste, but now I remember before doing the paste, I'm going to type in the title, number 1. Okay, and then I go to the next line. You can see I'm on the next line here. And then do a Control-V or a paste. And now I get the table in like that. Again, it comes in too narrow, so I'll spread it out. And now even if I wanted that centered, I could come up here and center that. That's all nice. And again, I can put a border on it like there are a bottom on the column headers like that. I don't like this thing hanging around, this extra line, so I'm going to get rid of that like that. And now I have a data table with the title on top versus the title on the bottom. Okay, so that's a data table. I'm going to get rid of this one because I need a little more space here. Now let's try and put in a graph. So I'll just put a little section header there, and again I'm going to put in a text box. I'll bring this down like this, and now I go back to my Excel spreadsheet. I'm looking for a plot. This is something I did earlier. I'll just drag it into the field of view here. I've selected it, you can tell by this, and now I'm going to, normally I'd do a function C, but now I'm just going to say copy just to remind you of what I'm doing. Now I go back over to here, and now I'm going to do a paste, and in comes the graph. Notice it scales it to the size of the text box that I made here on the page. Once in a while, I've noticed these some of these features don't make it, like it'll get rid of this thing, you know, the axis labels or something, so watch out for that. But mostly it works out pretty well. So here's my smooth plot that I made on Excel is now inserted into my Word document. I want to get rid of this. So if this was a lab report, of course I'd have all my text and stuff and introductions here, and then I'd have the graph right inside the page here. You can make these things smaller, by the way, just by going like that, or bigger, whatever you want. Okay, that's it. Oh, there is one more thing, so I'm going to get rid of the graph here. One more thing we might like to, I'm trying to find, there it is. I'll delete that. Suppose I wanted to insert a picture. I'm actually going to insert a picture of a graph. Well, no, I won't do that. We will just do another text box here like this. And now I want to put a picture in here, some picture I've made of something. So I'm just going to get carried away here and do, let's see, I'll just do a picture of, by grabbing a portion of the screen, I'll just do this. I'll just do some random chunk here like that. So I take that, that's a picture of the screen, and now I'm going to come over here. I notice that Word and Excel both have made it easy to insert a picture. Here it is over here. You might find it in other places, such as the insert button. Here's picture and from file, like this, so I could go on my desktop and get it. So I just click here for now, but well, let's just do it this way. Insert picture from file. And now it'll show all my things. I'm going to put it on the desktop. So the thing I just shot was this thing, so I'll take that and boom, it puts it right in there. Again, I can shrink it down, make it smaller like that, or any size I want. So that's the way to insert a picture into a thing as well. In all these cases, I'm using text box. You can see in all these cases. And the text box allows me to move it around wherever I want it. I don't want to start cramming things in, you know, trying to get as much as I can in some little space. So feel free to use plenty of space on the page so that it looks readable. What you want is the reader to not have a problem in reading these things. And that's how we insert items from other applications into a document, in this case 2003.